God, about 15 years ago. And since then, we have become the best of friends. He is like a brother to me. I call him my brother because that's what he is. And listen, we share some stories. We laugh together. He's heard me cry, all of the other good stuff that sisters and brothers do. But nevertheless, you know him as the publisher of Epitome magazine, also his organization that he deals with, That Boy Smart. His name is Todrick Johnson. Some of you know him. And if you don't, hey, today you will get to know him. You are in for a treat to get the scoop. So I want to welcome my brother, my friend, Todrick Johnson. Hey, brother.
You doing okay?
Hey, it's Saturday. It's going to be another hot one, but hey, we're going to make it, right?
So, Roslyn, I'm going to correct you on that. It was it's 17 years. In December, it'll be 18 years we've been on each other. You know what I'm saying? So, it was back in 2006. Well, it was 2006. I have to make sure I have that calculated right. But yeah,
okay.
Almost 18 years.
See, that's how your brother do you. He tell you, look here, you I'm wrong, okay? So we have been in this thing a lot longer than I thought we had been, okay?
Yes, we have.
Yes. See, most people know you from Epitome magazine. And we know that Epitome magazine was a gospel magazine. That's your baby, so to speak.
Yes.
But you haven't always been that Todrick with Epitome magazine, right?
No, I haven't.
Because we want to let people know. We just like to keep it real and let people know that, hey, just because I'm here today, that's not where I've always been.
Yes, no, you're right about that. Well, Epitome is an inspirational publication that gives you tangible information in your everyday walk of life. And as a matter of fact, that's how we met through Epitome. It was 2006. It was December. We was at it was like a convention or something that we did. Kwanzaa. It was
Kwanzaa Fest.
Yeah, Kwanzaa Fest. Yes. And that's how we met, because that was the start of Epitome. And we was kind of like putting everything together at that particular time. But before I started Epitome, no, I didn't do anything gospel related.
So come on and tell me about them club days and the Hennessy and they call the hen and all that other stuff that you had going on before Epitome, before God gave you Epitome.
Yeah. Well, basically, I drank a lot, smoked a little, hung out a lot,
Hold on. You just kind of like, you tried to ease on through that. You smoked what? What was you smoking?
Well, it wasn't cigarettes, dear. I never smoked cigarettes in my life. So we'll just leave it like that. But man, I did so much, and I really didn't have a relationship with God. I didn't. I had started going to church probably in 2003, something like that. I had started kind of dipping in and going to church. When I was a little boy, my grandmother kind of made me go to church. You know what I'm saying? They was like, hey, yeah. And they weren't going to church every Sunday back then. They was doing it was like one Sunday out of a month. It was like every fourth Sunday we go to church, And that was both of my grandmothers. They both had different Sundays where they go to church. So I didn't have to go a whole lot. My parents, they didn't really push me to go to church. So I didn't grow up knowing, God and, knowing the Bible like a lot of other people did. But I know he was still there because I made it, to the point.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Getting to know him. So even when me and my wife, when I met my wife and everything, we started going to church, and then I started, kind of sensing some things, getting some different feelings about different things, and trying to learn the word a little bit, but still didn't know it. So I remember I was in Houston at the All-Star game, and I was just hanging out with some friends, and I was at a club called the Red Door. And I was sitting there at the bar drinking Hennessy, and all of a sudden God gave me this vision. And I'm
You
like,
was
wow.
turning up. You were turning up, in
I
other
was turned
words.
up. I didn't know if I was drunk or what it was. I was just getting the vision of, doing the magazine and everything. And it was all just coming to me like he was just sitting with me at the bar. You know what I'm saying? Like saying, hey, I need you to do this. I want you to do that. You need to do it like this. So I left Houston. I went home and I told my wife, I said, God gave me a vision to do an inspirational publication. And she almost fell out of her chair, like, nah, he couldn't have gave you that vision.
Because like you were, so when we talked about you were clubbing, like were you clubbing all the time? Like
Yeah, I
this
was
was your
hanging out.
thing.
Yeah. I was hanging out all the time, drinking, smoking, cussing. I mean, just doing everything, just hanging out. Just like a lot of people do when they're growing up, anyway. But that was my thing. So when he gave me that, and I went home, she didn't believe it, and I remember. Just working on it because I was like, okay, well, this is something that I know he gave me. Just let me work on it because she wasn't really down with it at that particular time. So what I did was I remember sitting on my couch and he was like, you're going to put sermons in there. You're going to put testimonies in there. You're going to do prayers. We want to talk about fitness, finance, health. You want to talk about all these different things in the magazine. So when the person pick that magazine up, it's going to give them everything that they need in their everyday walk of life. And that's what happened. And that's how we went. That's how I got into it. And then probably, I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 months after that, my wife, she got into it and, helped out and, got a graphic designer and an editor and just different writers and different people. I met you and you was a part of it. The people was just coming,
Well,
it
I
was a
mean, because
blessing.
so we just want to recap. So basically, you were in the club,
Yeah.
drinking.
Yeah.
And when God gave you this vision, because I think somebody needs to hear this. Somebody needs to know and understand that, because a lot of people think that, okay, I'm gonna go to church, and what I'm saying, when I get myself together, so to speak, and we want to encourage people to know and tell them. That's why we like to keep it 100 and let them know, hey, it's not a matter of you waiting, because the church is kind of like it's true. People say the church is like the hospital. You go there because you're sick, so to speak. So you don't wait. You don't wait till you fix your gunshot wound and then go to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing with going, we're going to him. You don't wait until you figured you've cleaned up your life, so to speak. That's what his job is. That's why it tells us, creating me a clean heart, because that's what he does.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter, being in the club or wherever we are, when God has something, for your life, hey, he gonna give it to you.
That's right. That's right. And you know what, Roslyn? He's going to meet you where you at. So a lot of times we can't force situations and force people to do different things.
Say that again for the people in the back. They didn't hear you.
He's going to meet you where you at. So we can't just be forcing people to do this or do that. We have to allow God to touch them, and He will get their attention. He'll get your attention one way or the other. If it's in a good situation or it could be a bad situation, he's going to get your attention. And the thing about it too, Rob, is that we all have to build a relationship with him. Because when I started the magazine, I knew then that I had to build my own personal relationship with him, especially, doing what I was doing, because
Absolutely.
We come across a lot of people, and you never know. You have some people out there that just try to tell you anything. So you have to make sure you have that own relationship with him, so he can continue to cover you and you can understand what's going on, and you can start seeing the Spirit by the Spirit. So you can, what I'm saying? Because that helps you out a whole lot. So I had to build that relationship with him. So
yeah, I just think, like I said, it's so important. And I think it's really, really important for, our men to know that, okay, it ain't necessarily that I gotta wait till I'm not clubbing or whatever, but when God has something for you, it's for you. That's what I posted the other day. No devil in hell can stop what God has for you.
Yeah.
Period. Period. It
Yeah.
don't matter in the club.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because people see you and they see the Todrick, of Epitome magazine, and so they're like, "Hey, okay, well, he's got it together." And not saying that you don't have it together, but they don't understand that there was a journey.
Well, you know what, Roslyn? I mean, we see plenty of people in the church that don't have it together. We probably think they got it together, but they don't have it together because, all of us are dealing with something. It's something that all of us are dealing with. Even the ones that's in there teaching and preaching and doing whatever. Everybody go through things. You know what I'm saying? There's no one in the church that's not human. Everybody is human. The only one that's sitting in the church that's not human is probably Jesus, God. You know what I'm saying? But everybody,
right? Even the preacher
the
go through
preacher
some
is
stuff.
human, so he have things that he go through as well. So if you go to clubs and if you like to drink or whatever the situation is, I'm just being honest. If that's something you do, you have to learn how. Once you have a relationship with him, and once you get into the word, you'll learn how to do things like, not all wow. You know what I'm saying? You do things accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Like, say, for instance, if Jesus made wine. So, say, for instance, if you have a glass of wine, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? And if you go to church, and you drink wine, there's nothing wrong with that. So you don't have to be in church looking like a saint, all sitting up like, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to do all of that. You know what I'm saying? Just relax. And that's why you have to build a relationship with yourself, for yourself. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But yeah, like you said, I mean, I think the difference is that people misunderstand. It says we're not supposed to get drunk. You're not supposed to be a drunkard, so to speak. It doesn't mean that because that I have a relationship with God that I can't enjoy life.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So for somebody who's watching that might totally misunderstand what we're saying, it's just that, okay, yeah, going to the club, okay, if that's what you enjoy, if you're doing it in a decent and in order manner, then hey, okay.
Yeah.
But if that's your life, if you're going because you're seeking, other things, I mean, your intentions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so that's what everybody has to know, because it's not for us, it's for him, because he knows, our hearts and our thoughts and our intentions and things like that.
And that's why I say you have to have a relationship, because, I mean, there's so much out there. There's so many people that's not right, or so many people that's always trying to get over you in some type of way. But as long as you have that relationship with him, you'll be okay. And people have to.
And understanding, that everybody didn't grow up with a background or foundation and going to church every Sunday and going to, Sunday school. And because even for those who did, I mean, now I grew up going to church every Sunday, having to go to Sunday school. Like my grandmother, it was a must to go to Sunday school. Like you could go to Sunday school and come back home. She didn't care. But she felt like that's where you were going to really be taught the word, so to speak. So you had to attend Sunday school. I mean, I grew up going to church, singing in the choir, and no, I cannot sing, but I was in the choir anyway. But hey, nevertheless.
Hey, Rosa, my grandma tried to put me in the choir, and all I can remember is "Oh Happy Days," and I couldn't sing it at all. I was like, Lord, I used to be over there like, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't sing. So I was in the background acting like I was singing.
But just because, even at going, all the time and seeing my grandmother read the Bible and all those other things all the time, that still didn't mean that I didn't veer off and do things in my life that I wasn't supposed to do. But I do know that it tells us, and his word, people misunderstand that for everything that happens or doesn't happen in our life, there's something applicable to it in the Bible, period. It tells us to train up a child. So because they trained me up, I came back. Because I had that, had that foundation. and that's why it speaks about we should let our light shine in the way we should live the life, not talk about it, So even though we might look a certain way now, but there were things that transpired in our lives to get us here, those journeys, had you not, necessarily been in the club and him speaking to you, you probably wouldn't be the Todrick, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that wouldn't be in Epitome magazine, so
No,
to speak.
it probably wouldn't have been a Epitome magazine. So,
And then the funny part, what I'm saying, your wife, when you told her, she like, like, boy, you
yeah.
lying.
Yeah. You said you don't
The
even know.
funny part is I can see Monica
Yeah.
and the expressions, standing there saying, Tasha, quit playing with me.
Yeah, she said, "Boy, you don't even know Jesus." She said, "You don't even know Jesus will." So, you know what I'm saying? So, no, but he would use anybody, And I think, you know what, Roslyn, I always say I think that he used me because I wasn't so churchy. You know what I'm saying? He used me because I wasn't so churchy because there's so many things that I did outside the box that worked for Epitome or that helped Epitome. A lot of people wouldn't have did that because they would have been like, "Nah, God ain't say that." You know what I'm saying? Or, "Nah, that ain't the way to do it." But me, I did a lot of things. I was able to handle a lot of things. I saw a lot of things. I've been in backgrounds. I've been all over. You know what I'm saying? From gospel artists to pastors to preachers. I mean, everybody. I have been there. And I
When
have
you say
seen
out
some.
of the box, what do you mean, like out of the box? Like, tell me some of the stuff or an example of what do you.
Well, out of the box as far as like my marketing, a lot of people wouldn't have went to salons all over the United States and tried to market this magazine. A lot of people wouldn't have traveled like I traveled. That's out of the box, out of the box type of marketing that a lot of Christians wasn't doing at that particular time. You know what I'm saying? So I did that and it helped it grow. So I went out to the masses. I went out to the malls. I went out to the all over the place just to push that magazine, just to build that platform.
Right. And I think some people don't realize, what I'm saying, the hustle and the grind that you had to do, for Epitome to be where it is on today. I recall one of the trips, I think we went to Florida, I believe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the van, and we drove to Florida, a van full of us, on a magazine drive, so to speak. And people don't understand, what this magazine has done, the lives, that have been impacted, over the years, the well-known men, pastors, as well as the pastors that were not known until they were on the cover, some type of, an epitome. I know that even my pastor received an award for an article, one of the articles, A Man and His Money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember
Yeah, A
that.
Man
Yeah.
and His Money,
Yeah. Roslyn, with Epitome was a blessing to so many different people. I mean, a lot of people outside of pastors, we did testimonies. We allowed so many people to be in a magazine that probably would have never have been in any other magazine that was out there. We opened the doors for so many people to showcase their ministries. We built this platform, and we built the platform by driving all over the United States and going different places, getting subscribers in California, all the way to New York, from Florida to Chicago, all these different places. We went and got these subscribers, from the malls, get kicked out of malls trying to get subscribers in all these salons, and people looking at you crazy when you go in there. But we trying to push this magazine, you know what I'm saying, in parking lots. And we in a parking lot in Nashville, or a parking lot in Kentucky somewhere, trying to push this magazine. So we built that platform because we got people to sign up for the magazine. And once they sign up for the magazine and we put your ministry in there, you got people all over the world that's reading about you and looking at your ministry. And Roslyn, I really think that when COVID came, I was thinking about this the other day. I said, when COVID came, it shut down the churches. But a lot of people was able to go online and click on different ministries because they had seen them in Epitome magazine.
Absolutely.
if they wouldn't have saw them in Epitome magazine, they wouldn't know that this guy has a church in New Jersey or this guy has a church in Arkansas. You know, they wouldn't have never known that. So Epitome was a blessing. And just like I was saying earlier, it was a blessing that we didn't realize what we had until now.
Oh yeah. I mean, and the wonderful galas, the award shows that you guys, hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know, just to show the appreciation, to the people who had, been in the magazine and helped, impact other people's lives was just amazing.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we're going to put a pin in it because we're going to go to commercial break because we have to pay some bills around here. So we're going to go and take a little quick commercial and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Just sit tight. So just as to give y'all a recap in regards to what we have going on here on the platform, Monday through Thursday, we have Morning Tea with Lonnie B, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Grab your tea or your coffee, get a little quick devotional word on about 15, 20 minutes to start your day off. Then on Fridays, listen, we have Bible study, getting into the word with We Are the Cusimos, with Emmanuel Cusimo and his lovely wife, Dr. Alonda Cusimo, who is the producer of this show as well. Then, of course, on Saturdays, we're here at Dear Life After at 11 a.m. So, hey, tag a friend, tweet a friend, like, share, and follow our page, please. We are trying to build our following. And then on Sundays, we have motivational moments with Gregory Bloomfield at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So those are the things that we have going. And then also, Todrick also has a foundation, a nonprofit. That boy is smart.
Yes.
So tell us about That Boy is Smart. I know you got some great things
going. I got the shirt on. That boy is smart. representing. You know, That Boy Smart is a nonprofit 501c3 organization, and what we do is we focus on boys from the ages of 18. I mean, from 8 to 17. And what we do is we focus on educating them and empowering them to get over some of the roadblocks that they have to go through as they grow up. You know, we try to show them all kinds of different ways to get past whatever they're dealing with at that particular time. You know, try to lead them in the right direction. And you know, SMART is an acronym. It's successful, magnificent, authentic, resourceful, and talented. So we get these little boys, these young men, and we bring people in to speak to them about financial literacy or things they're dealing with in school, how to handle certain situations. We try to get them focused on looking at their careers outside of the age that they are at this particular time. You know, what college you're going to go to, where you plan on doing in life, where you plan on being in life. So we try to bring people in that help push them to that next level, because we have to catch little boys where they at. You remember we were just talking about, you got to catch them where you are.
Yes.
So, yeah, we had to catch them at an early age, because if you don't catch them at an early age, they lost. I mean, look at all the different things that's going on right now. All these different killings, all this different black on black crime and different things like that. These boys, they're building these prison for these young boys so they can go there. You know what I'm saying? They testing them, Roslyn, at an early age, probably third or fourth grade, just to see when they give them that test, they want to see exactly what they make on that test. And then that gives them the right to say, okay, we need to build more prisons, because this young man, he ain't going in the right direction. He's going to end up in prison. And, you know, prisons is big money right now. So, well, it's been big
That's
money.
right.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So
Yeah.
they want the kids to go. They want these little boys. They building them so they can go there and help them continue to make money. So we got to catch these boys at an early age and stop all of this madness. And we as parents, we got to start looking at that. We got to start doing the right things with our sons. We got to start doing the right things with our daughters, uh, because what we tend to do in our culture is we tend to blame it on white people or anybody else, and we say, well, they the reasons we're at where we at now. That could possibly be right. I'm not saying, I'm not ruling it out at all, but we got to take it upon ourselves to help these kids, to help ourselves get to the next level. And we got to stop pointing fingers, and we got to point fingers at ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We got to march when it's black on black crime. The same way we march when a policeman, a white policeman, or somebody kill a black boy, a black dude, and we get out there and we march, and we got to march now. We got to march when there's black on black crime. We got to march to make our neighborhoods better. We got to march to make our community better. We just got to change our mindset.
But I think that's where, as a culture, we fall short, so to speak, is because, like you said, we want to blame it on, okay, well, the white people have done this. Okay, yeah, we're not negating that. Everybody knows that. But
Mm-hmm.
what are we as the people doing to change, to help, because so often in our culture, we have, teenagers having babies. So when
Yes.
having babies, and then so now if they already were not uh, raised properly, so to speak, or geared in the right way. So now we have them, you're on the system. There's no, I mean, you think that this is just the way to live life, so to speak.
Yes.
And it's not. We have to, like you said, we have to teach them and show them that there's a different, that there's a different way. And that's also a part of, being here, encouraging them and knowing that, okay, well, hey, just because, I'm in a different place now in my life and on the road to, success or whatever. I
Yes.
haven't always been here, so I had my struggles, I had, things that I dealt with in life,
Yes.
but I didn't let that stop me. Know that, okay, just because you go to jail or prison, or just because you had molestation, or just because you got divorced, or just because you lost someone near and dear to you, that doesn't stop you from living your life. That doesn't mean that you can't go on and move on and do something with yourself in life. That only is a stumbling block, so to speak. So or I would say a pause. So you're on pause maybe, but you got to go back and push play.
Yes.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying? You got to go back and push play.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, so that you can go on in life. And so that's what we want to do, is to come on here and encourage people in knowing that, okay, just because we look like this now, hey.
But hey, Roz, you know what? What I wanted to say too was that when my wife came up with that girl is smart, because that's an organization too as well that she have. When she came up with that, she approached me about that boy smart, and at the time I was so deep into Epitome, I was like, I don't know if I have time for that. But I will tell you that I thank God that I did that, simply because I'm connected to young boys. I want to see them succeed in life. I want to see them make it. I want to see them be able to get over the hurdles of life. Right now, it's very important to me that we help these boys out, especially at an early age. And I'm so excited about it right now. And everybody is looking. I want you guys to be able to help support us, support these kids. Help us help these kids out. We always need financial support to help these kids. So please,
Absolutely.
send to that boy smart. Help us keep these boys in a program that can keep them off the streets, or keep them focused on doing the right things.
Absolutely. So you have a website, which is TodrickJohnson.com.
Yes,
They can,
TodrickJohnson.com. Yes.
so if they want to go and learn more about who Todrick Johnson is and what Todrick is doing, but
Yes.
also for financial support, they can actually Zelle
They
or
can
Cash App.
Zelle Cash App, yes, and I see it. It's on the screen right now, which you can Zelle at 972-571-6032, and you can go to Cash App and give that way too as well. And we really appreciate it because we really need your help.
Yeah, because anytime that somebody is doing something to try to make a difference in somebody else's lives, and especially in the younger generation, because hey, that's who's going to be handling things in the future. So who would not want to invest a small donation into that, because you're just helping change the lives of these boys. And that is so important, and it's awesome and amazing that you and your wife have partnered together, and she does the same things for the young ladies as well. That is so important. I mean, people just, I can't, I think that people miss the mark in regards to knowing that you have to have a passion for that.
Yes,
and that people don't just, like you say, you are excited. It's something that, that's near and dear to you, to make a difference, because of things that you went through in your life as a young boy. And so often these boys grow up and they don't have a positive male figure.
Yeah, you're right. And you know what, Roz, these kids are so, I look into these little boys, face, and they're so innocent. I mean, the little boys and the little girls my wife work with, they're so innocent. So what we have to do right now is touch them right then, because social media is killing our community. And we got to catch them. We got to catch them early.
Yes. Absolutely. Alonda wants, Dr. Kusamo wants one of those T-shirts. Like
yes.
We're going to have to send her one to Dubai.
Yes, we have them.
Yeah, but
we got that girl S.M.A.R.T too as well. So we got them all.
Yes. I hate I didn't think about it and put on my shirt today.
Yeah, you can put on that girl S.M.A.R.T.
Yeah, I have that girl S.M.A.R.T shirt. I have I Am a Kingdom Girl T-shirt. So
yes. We used to have the epitome shirts. And the changes now. That's the movement. The changes now. We all need to make a change in our life. From what we just discussed. So that's a movement that we have too as well. So yes. You have all kinds of shirts. Still, hey, Roz, we still got magazines too. So people can reach out to us to get some magazines as well. We'll give them out for a few dollars.
hey, but here's the thing about the magazine that I think the people have missed, and that is that Epitome was known for just gospel, not gossip.
Yes.
So listen, I don't think y'all heard me. Just gospel, not gossip.
Yeah.
So there wasn't anything in there about who Pastor Johnny was sleeping with. None of that. None of that at all. Like you said, it was for every walk of your life. It was there to impact your life in some type of way. So whether it was going to teach you about your finances, which, hey, listen, I started out writing the finance article.
Yes, you did.
I mean, it was going to have the spoken word. It was going to have testimonies. I mean, you had sermons. I mean, fitness, hey, it had everything. Everything, so hey, don't sleep on it. You might want to get you a previous copy, because hey, it might make a difference.
Well, Roslyn, it's not outdated. The articles in there not outdated. On the front of the magazine cover, we might have, well, this subscription was this particular month, but the information inside, you can still use it today, tomorrow, and the day after that. You can still use it.
That's because the word what? Never changes.
Never changes. It's the word. That's right. And Roz, you said earlier that we never put anything bad about, who's with who or whatever that. And you know what? We stood ground on that too, because we was approached by people saying, hey, you should do this. You should put this in there. Hey, this happened. You should put that in there. We always said, no, we would never put anything. I would never put anything that's going to crucify anybody or make them look bad. You know what I did? I always wanted to make sure, like if it was something, give you an example, Roslyn. If it was something that you did that which you human and you might have made a mistake doing, I might put something in the magazine that says, forget what you did. Roslyn is doing this. This is good. You know what I'm saying? This what she's doing is good. I never put anything in there that's going to make anybody look bad. I would try to help them to make them look good. Yeah.
So Dr. Alonzo said, do you have any magazines with pastors who have passed?
Oh yes, I got plenty of those. They might not be on the
She
cover, but
she wants some of them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I mean, and that is it's history.
Yes. Oh yes, it's history.
Yeah.
Yes. And the good thing about it too, is that, man, I mean, you could be in Norfolk, Virginia, and people be like, I have had people to say, I was at this salon in Norfolk, Virginia, or I was at this salon in New Jersey, or somebody's house, and I saw Epitome magazine on the tables. And I'm like, wow, just to hear stories like that and people reading them, that was major.
But I'm gonna tell you one of the things that I remember as well. One of the memories with the Epitome, hint, hint, bring back the Fresh Fire Conference. I remember specifically this particular year. I know you had Bishop Darrell Brister.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a firecracker. Yeah,
that's my boy. Yeah, you know what? now that you mentioned that, it's like Epitome brought out so much outside of just the magazine. Of course, the award show where we had people like Hezekiah Walker to come down, William Murphy to come perform. I mean, we had a lot of major people to come down to perform, and we gave out awards to people in the community and Sermon of the Year, Testimony of the Year. We just gave out those awards. And then Fresh Fire. Oh my God, that was a great conference. I mean, we had some preachers to come in and just tear the house down. This hardcore preaching. So yes.
Yes. And that's what people, need to, the impacting of the lives, and not, it's not just something that I'm trying to do to make me look good, so to speak. I want to impact lives. Dear Life After is not for me. I was talking to Alonda and I was like, oh my God, I went back and like some of my memories, Facebook had your memories popped up. And I said, it's crazy how God was a year ago, there was a post. God was already speaking about life after. I was like, I showed her this post and it was like life after. And I was like, he's so amazing. You know what I'm saying? He's so amazing. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy.
And when you got into it, Roz, when you got into the magazine, and I'm not saying that, that made you get into ministry, but when you got in the magazine, you was very active and you was, traveling and, just like you said, all the different things, Fresh Fire, everything you was involved in it too as well. Just like Monica, that helped her out more in ministry as well. The magazine, she was able to speak a lot of different places, preach a lot of places, speak a lot of places, empower women and do all kinds of things throughout the United States. And she was able to write a book and, get all that out. So Epitome kind of might have kickstarted a lot for a lot of different people, people that I'm not even names that I'm not even calling right now. It was that magazine that just helped everybody out with everything. So.
Oh yeah. The award show, like I said, the awards gala was just amazing. I mean, it gave people a chance to, dress up, in their nicest, evening wear, and it was just an amazing, event. Yes. And it did. And for me, it had me involved, in something. Like I said, to try to make a difference and impact my life. Like I said, I know I'm very thankful for Epitome because if nothing else, it impacted my lives in bringing you guys in my life. Like I said, you're like a brother to me. And I know, like I said, we laugh, talk, cry, and all the other stuff. And so for that, I'm so grateful.
Oh yeah. You are a blessing.
Yeah. I mean, and Monica is, as well, we don't talk every day, but when we talk, I mean, it's like we on the phone for hours because we got to catch up. But everybody has life going on, so you can't always, connect on a daily basis. But when we connect, hey, it's just like, like it was, however long ago it was, it's like nothing was missed, just run, jump right in. And, your daughter, my niece Raquel is on, and she was just like, hey, I have the most amazing parents. You know what I'm saying? God gave me the most amazing parents, Team Johnson. So, all the love and, and support is just, it's amazing.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And, you was a blessing for me as well. I mean, you're still a blessing for me, but I remember at the time where just like you said, it was a lot of sacrifice. A lot of people didn't know a whole lot that was going on. They just saw the magazine, like, wow, this is a beautiful magazine. It's great to have, but it was sometimes where I was having car trouble and Roslyn would say, hey, use my car to go and do what you need to do. Don't tell Aunt Betty that, but yeah, that was a long time ago.
Well, now she knows, because I'm sure she knows. Hey,
well, I think we mentioned it to her before, but I mean, it was just a whole lot. You travel different places, with me, and I said, Roslyn, I think the last place you traveled with me was to Shreveport. We went to and did a church in Shreveport. But outside of that, before then, you had traveled a lot of different places with me. A lot of people, Roslyn. There's so many people to think. I had people traveling all over with me. Mark, he traveled a whole lot of places.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of different people. Melvin, I mean, a whole lot of different people traveled, and we got out. And even when people couldn't travel no more, I had different new people come in, like Fred and I'm trying not to miss nobody's names. Michael Jackson. I mean, all these people, they just traveled, and we went out and touched so many different people. That was just a blessing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a blessing to be able to impact other people's lives. Know, and like I said again, that's what we want to do, is to just, hey, this is not always who we were. You know what I'm saying? Hey, like, we was in the club. And Betty said she knew about that. I mean, but when you are friends, when you are true friends, when God has connected, what I'm saying, a friendship, that's what you do. You in it with them, so hey, you help where you can.
Oh yeah.
It's really just that simple, and I think that's what is so different now in life, and with the younger generation, the mindset, of, people are looking out for just me, and not knowing that you have to sacrifice.
Yeah.
Sometimes there are sacrifices in life, you know what I'm saying? And you just have to do that, in order to, if you're trying to make an impact, you have to sacrifice, because it's not always about you. And that's what happens. So often people think, well, okay, it's about me. No, it ain't.
It's about him. About that.
It's about him. It's about him. And when you're trying to do something to make a difference in somebody else's life, whether it's in That Boy S.M.A.R.T, or, with Epitome magazine, or whatever it is, and people don't see the struggles. People don't see, the sleepless nights, and, well, how, now I got to put this money together because I have this event, and I'm short. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, period. Yeah, period. Because just like you said, with so many sacrifices, with my wife.
Yeah, Aunt Betty. Matter of fact, Aunt Betty, I forgot, she went with us one time, I think, to Houston. Remember?
Sure did.
Yeah. She said it was fun.
It was fun. It was fun. Yes. And just like you was talking about sacrifice, because of my wife financially, Epitome was able to get things going at the beginning because of her financially. You know what I'm saying? So, and different people, like, our editor, Anita. I mean, people sacrificed. People stayed up. They had to be at work the next morning, and they stayed up all night just to get this magazine out and get it going. And one particular time, we was sending them out. We had magazines all over the house, and then, then we got smart and started dealing with the postal service. And then, we graduated from there and started dealing with a distribution company. So it didn't start just like you snap your finger and everything was just perfect. It was a lot of people dealing with it a lot of different ways and trying to go to work at the same time. So, yeah.
And that's it. That's what people miss is that with everything that process, and that's what a lot of people don't want to do is go through the process to graduate to the next level.
Yes.
But you got to go through that process, and that process, that's the ugly part. So that's the part that hurts. That's the part that has you crying and hollering and screaming. But that's the part, you got to look at it. You'd be like, dang, why I got to do all of this?
Yeah. Well, they had to get rid of that microwave mentality.
See? because that's what this generation, okay? They want to just put it in the microwave and it's ready in 30 seconds. Some stuff you got to put in the oven and put it on bake, and it got to be there. You might even have to put it in the crock pot and let it just slow cook.
That's right. You got to let it bake, especially if you got to let it bake like a cake. You got to be able to put everything inside of it so it can rise and look beautiful once it's done.
Yes, absolutely.
That's right.
And that's what I think people really miss that, and because they want it now. They want the gratification. They want the results now. Nobody wants to wait. Nobody wants to go through the process. They want the $1 million today.
Yes.
And sometimes we got to go through the process because, hey, I want the $1 million too, but hey, he said, hold on, not yet.
Not yet.
He it's not denied, it's just delayed.
Come on now you preach it.
Hey, I guess it's just in me, I guess, okay?
That's what I'm talking about. That's a sermon right there.
Yes.
He said, what's the most memorable blooper you both can remember? I don't. There's probably so many of them. I can tell you one of the things I remember, and Roslyn, you wasn't on this trip right here when we first went to the church in Oklahoma, and my wife and Anita, we went up there. That was our first church we ever went to speak about the magazine, and Monica and Anita kept saying, what you gonna say? What you gonna say? And I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna say what's ever on my heart. I'm gonna say what's ever on my heart. I wanted them to stop asking me that what I'm gonna say because I wanted to focus on it.
Right.
Well, as soon as I got up in front of all those people at that church on my first time, them people looking upside my head. I said, Monica, can you talk? I gave her. I was like, can you talk? And she talked, and I was like, oh my God. And I think that probably she did that a few times. And then I started learning how to stand in front of people and talk. And then I kind of took it